Two impressions struck me very strongly when I saw the pits where the slaves were kept before sale. One was very simply the physical conditions, that in these little cells it felt crowded with just 4 or 5 of us, and to be told that there would be 75 women and children in one of those is almost incredible. But it also occurred to me that, of course, a great many of them wouldn't have known what was happening, they wouldn't have known what to expect.
People would be in a little room like that, still chained around their neck, in a concertina sort of way. And there was no food waiting to be taken onto the ships, really. How could you put 75 men and children in a tiny room, 100 men in another, and really treat them as if, you know, they're not human beings? I just found the whole experience really heartrending, awful, awful.
You see there also the fetters that were used for slaves, the fetters used to bring slaves in convoy, so that they could barely stand and walk. They were so closely shackled together. And to see some of the actual shackles that were used until really very recently in this part of the world, as part of the paraphernalia of the slave trade, it's a reminder that it really happened not very long ago.
When I went outside and actually saw these figures of how slaves were tied together and touched the actual chains that were used, I was rendered absolutely speechless. I felt I was going back into history, but I was also in the present, where still slavery in some parts of the world still happened.
It's as if slavery is a kind of compulsion for human societies. People go back again and again to treating others as objects, as possessions. And I don't think we can simply sit back and say it's a thing of the past and no more. All those modern forms of slavery, economic slavery, debt slavery in effect, the slavery of sex trafficking, these things are still with us.
Every person is made in the image and likeness of God, is of great worth and of great value, and should be treated with great dignity. In our place was almost, I felt, almost like an altar where you couldn't but take off your shoes and you were on holy ground, holy ground.